Lila Sterling sank to her knees in the soft dawn earth, clutching the saddle horn so tightly her knuckles paled. The sun was just cresting over Sagebrush County, New Mexico, but her anguish was already scorching like a dagger in her side. She tried to draw breath through it, but the world tilted around her. Strong ranch women didn't crumble. Strong ranch women didn't betray weakness. And Lila had been the fiercest woman in Redstone Valley for as long as anyone could recall. But that morning, grit alone wasn't enough. Poppy, her sorrel mare, nudged her arm, anxious. Lila pushed herself upright, jaw locked. Rage pulsed inside her louder than her heartbeat. Rage at her body for failing her. Rage at her stubbornness for keeping her silent for weeks. Rage at the memory that haunted her most. The words she never heard as a child. Let me care for you. No one ever offered her that. Her mama passed when she was 9. Her pa died 4 winters back. She ran the ranch alone now. Herding cattle, mending fences, surviving gales that could break a softer soul. Asking for help felt like dropping her blade in a duel. But the pain surged again. She grabbed Poppy's reins and swung into the saddle, fighting tears of frustration. She turned the horse not toward home, but toward Redstone Valley, toward the doctor, toward something she feared more than a wild stallion. Being cared for. Hey folks out there, where are you tuning in from? Drop it in the comments. I'd love to know. And if this story's pulling you in, hit that like and subscribe button to catch more tales like Lila's. The ride took an hour. Each hoofbeat felt like a sledgehammer pounding her flank. By the time she reached town, sweat slid down her spine, though the morning was crisp. She tied Poppy outside the doctor's clinic and forced her boots to cross the porch. Vance medical practice. She expected some grizzled old man with unsteady hands and a whiff of bourbon. She was wrong. Dr. Elias Vance looked up from his desk as she entered. He was about 32, broad-shouldered, crisp shirt, auburn hair, and eyes that seemed to see right through you. He didn't move like a city-educated scholar. His steps were sure, grounded, like someone who knew horses and rough terrain as well as she did. His voice made her stand taller without thinking. "Miss Sterling, what's the trouble?" Trouble? She despised that word. She tried to mask the torment twisting in her gut. Just need a quick remedy. Maybe I ate some bad stew. His eyebrow lifted, like he saw through her lie. He gestured to the exam table. Lie back, let me take a look. He said it gently, too gently. Her chest burned with panic. Lie back? Let him see her pain? Let him know she was human? Her pride reared like a spooked colt. I ain't lying down anywhere. I don't need help. He stepped closer, calm as a morning breeze. It's your body hurting you, not me. Let me help. His hand pointed to the table again, his voice softer than a desert rain. Just lie back and let me care for you. The words hit her harder than the pain. No one spoke to her like that. No one saw her like that. Her cheeks burned, her boots scraped toward the door. I'm fine. You can walk out, but pain will follow. Pain always outlasts pride. It was the truest thing she'd ever heard, and it terrified her. Her pulse thundered as she turned and shoved the door open. She stumbled into the street, face aflame, feeling every eye on Main Street watch the wild Sterling woman flee like she'd seen a ghost. By the time she reached the ranch, she was shaking with shame and agony. Amos Creed, her pa's old partner, saw her limp and narrowed his eyes. What'd the doc say? Didn't see him. Rode all that way and backed out. I changed my mind, she spat, hating every word. Amos shook his head. Your pa would have tanned your hide for letting pain get the better of you. But Lila was done talking. She pushed through chores with a stubborn fire that only deepened the hurt. That night, sleep came late. And when it did, the doctor's voice followed. Just lie back and let me care for you. She woke furious at herself for remembering. Hey everyone, me again. Where are you all watching from? Let me know in the comments. And if this story's hitting your heart, Don't forget to like and subscribe for more tales like Lila's. 3 days later, the pain tripled, turned to fire with every breath. She collapsed in the dirt by the water pump, helpless. Poppy whinnied nervously beside her. Hours passed like heavy boulders. She couldn't rise. She couldn't hide from the pain anymore. Hoofbeats came fast, Amos shouting her name. Then strong arms lifted her, the world spinning as fever stole her mind. She clung to one last clear thought as darkness closed in. She should have stayed in that clinic, because now she might die before she ever knew what it felt like to be cared for.
Lila woke on a soft couch, cushions cradling her shoulders instead of hard ground. The room smelled of soap, fresh bandages, and something warm simmering. For a moment, she thought she was dreaming. No ranch house had drapes this fine. No ranch house had a rug thick enough to swallow a boot heel. Then the pain flared in her side, too real for a dream. Her eyes snapped open, and there he was. Dr. Elias Vance sat beside her, sleeves rolled up, hair slightly mussed, eyes fixed on her like she was his only patient in the world. "You're awake," he said, voice steady but laced with worry. She tried to sit up. Bad idea. Fire stabbed her ribs and she gasped. "Don't move." His hand was on her shoulder before she could argue. "Your appendix is infected. If Amos hadn't found you, you'd be dead by now." "Dead?" The word cut deeper than the pain. "You brought me here," she rasped. "You collapsed," he said. "I wasn't treating you in the dirt." She swallowed hard. Her pride stung like a burr under a saddle. "I'm dirtying your furniture." He leaned closer, eyes fierce. "I don't give a damn about my cursed furniture." No one had ever cursed out of worry for her before. The heat in her cheeks wasn't fever this time. He checked her temperature, gave her a dose of bitter medicine. She tried to refuse. He didn't let her. "You're staying here tonight," he said, "and tomorrow too if needed." "That ain't proper," she whispered. "Proper went out the window when you nearly died in my arms." Her breath caught. Nearly died in his arms. She looked away. "People will talk." "Let them," he replied, no hesitation. "You're alive. That's what matters." His certainty shook her. She wasn't used to someone fighting for her. "What do they owe you?" she asked softly. "Who?" She stared at her hands. "Women who let you help them. What's the price?" Understanding flickered in his eyes. He knelt beside her, close enough she could see gold flecks in his hazel irises. "There's no price," he said. "Not for you, not ever." Her chest tightened, a different kind of ache. She didn't know how to accept kindness without suspicion. He placed a gentle hand over hers. "All your life, you've been the strong one, the one who never needs anything." His voice softened. "But strong people deserve care too." Her throat closed, tears threatening. She turned her face away. "I don't know how to do that," she whispered. "I don't know how to let someone care for me." "You don't need to know." His thumb brushed her hand. "Just don't fight me." She stared at their hands, his smooth and warm, hers rough and scarred. They shouldn't fit together, but they did. "You're a puzzle," she murmured. "So are you," he replied, a smile touching his lips. "And I want to figure you out." She almost laughed. Almost, but the pain reminded her she was still broken. "How long do I stay down?" she asked. "Until I say you're healed," he said, shifting back to doctor mode. "You're stubborn enough to rip any stitches I put in, so you rest. That's an order." She scowled, but a small spark of warmth bloomed at his words. An order. Someone telling her she could stop fighting. Just for a moment. He brought her broth. She couldn't finish it. He didn't scold. He guided her to sip water, steadied her when her legs wobbled.
His hands were strong but gentle, his voice low and calm. Hours passed, quiet and slow. At one point she drifted in and out of sleep and heard him pacing. "You scared me," he said softly, thinking she was out. "Don't ever do that again." Her heart twisted. When the fever eased, she forced her eyes open. He was still there. "You can go home now," she whispered. "No," he said quickly. "Not until you're healed. You've got patients in town who need you, and I've got one right here who needs me more." Her breath hitched. No one had ever said she needed anything. Part of her wanted to push him away, flee this closeness she didn't understand. But another part, the weary part, wanted to stay right there forever. He brushed a strand of hair from her cheek. "You're not alone anymore, Lila Sterling." The words shook her harder than any storm. Her voice was barely a sound. "Why me?" His eyes softened. "Because I see the woman behind the iron, and I like her very much." Her heart pounded loud enough she feared he'd hear it. "Get some rest," he murmured. She watched him walk to the window, gazing out over the vast New Mexico land, a land she always thought she'd face alone. Now she wondered, just wondered, what it might feel like to face it with someone like him by her side. As her eyes closed, she breathed a truth she'd never spoken aloud. "I'm scared." He turned back, voice steady as a vow. "Then I'll be brave for both of us." The sun rose slow and golden over Redstone Valley the next morning. Lila woke to the soft weight of a blanket tucked around her, the clean scent of coffee filling the room. Her side still ached, but the pain no longer stole her breath. For the first time in her life, she felt safe enough to rest. Elias stepped in carrying a mug. His sleeves were rolled up again, hair a bit messy from staying up. He'd likely watched her all night. "How do you feel?" he asked. "Like someone jabbed a hot poker in my ribs," she said. "But I ain't dead. I guess that's something." A smile tugged his lips. "A damn good something." He helped her sit up, careful, steady, no rush. She sipped the coffee. Warmth spread through her, not like fever, a comforting kind. "You shouldn't have stayed up all night," she said. "I couldn't leave," he replied. "You needed me." She looked away, his words sinking into the locked part of her heart, the part that feared relying on anyone. "You saved my life," she said, voice rough. He knelt beside her, meeting her tired eyes. "You're not used to needing help. I get it, but needing someone doesn't make you weak. It makes you human." Her heart trembled. The truth scared her. "I don't know how to do this." "Letting someone in," she whispered. "Then we take it slow," he said, "one day at a time." Before she could respond, Amos appeared in the doorway, hat in hand, worry etched into his face. Relief flooded him when he saw Lila upright. "Well, praise be," he sighed. "Thought we'd lost you, girl." "You'll have to try harder than that," she said, managing a small grin. Amos shook Elias's hand firmly. "Thank you, Doc. You did right by her." Elias nodded. "She did the hard part. She fought." She shot him a look. "More like you dragged me here and doped me up. And I'd do it again. Not a bit sorry." Amos winked at her. "He's a keeper." Lila's cheeks warmed, her fingers twisting in the blanket. Amos left with a final pat on her shoulder, leaving the room quieter, heavy with unspoken words. Elias took her hand gently. "Stay a few days. Let me make sure you're truly healing." She drew a shaky breath. "What will people say? They'll say a doctor saved a life. And maybe they'll say he cares a bit too much." His voice dropped. "I don't care what they say. Not if it keeps you alive." Her walls wavered, not from fear this time, but from hope. "But the ranch, the work?" "Amos has it," Elias cut in. "He's tougher than he looks." His thumb grazed her hand. "You've spent your life working. Let someone work for you for once." Her eyes stung, but she didn't look away. "What happens when I'm healed?" she asked. "That depends," he said softly. "Do I walk away and act like this never happened?" His gaze held hers. "Or do I keep trying to be the man at your side?" Her breath caught. No one had ever wanted to stand with her, not like this, not because they wanted her heart. She tightened her grip on his hand. "What if I'm still scared?" "Then we face it together," he whispered. In that moment, she let her guard slip, just enough for one truth to escape. "I don't want you to walk away." He leaned closer. "Then I won't." His lips brushed her forehead, soft, careful like she might shatter. But Lila Sterling didn't shatter. She healed. Outside, the wind stirred the New Mexico grass. Life moved on, cattle grazing, water tanks sloshing, the wide world waiting. But for the first time, she didn't feel she had to face it alone. "You're stubborn as a mule," she told him. "So were you," he replied. She gave a tired smile. "Maybe that's why we fit." He chuckled and squeezed her hand. "Rest now, cowgirl. Doctor's orders." She settled against the pillows as he stood. Sunlight warmed her face. She met his eyes once more. "Elias, you can care for me, if you want." His smile spread, slow and strong, like sunrise over the valley. "I do want, more than anything." Lila closed her eyes, not in fear, but in peace, a peace she'd never known. Outside, folks might gossip, but inside, a hardened ranchwoman finally let someone hold her, and a good man finally found someone worth staying for. And that's Lila's story, folks. Where are all of you from? Let me know in the comments, and if this tale moved you, please hit that like and subscribe button to join me for more stories of heart and grit.